So I've been thinking today, um, just about the last 13 years of this past relationship and just some of the choices I made. And I think I knew my health was not in a good place. I was doing blood work. Um, I was doing blood work, once a year. Um, but I knew I wasn't doing well. I mean, I was like 210, 215 pounds. I'm 5'4.5", but on Tinder I'm 5'5". Um, but yeah, I was not taking care of myself, and my excuse was, I'm gonna focus on my career. I can only do one thing at a time, and I can only do one thing at a time. So I'm just gonna focus on trying to make money. And there was a year where I made 130 grand, and was doing well. But then the year after that, like, shit fucking tanked. I probably made less than half of that, and I spiraled into like a pretty bad depression. And it wasn't until this divorce that I started running in September. I started running like 6 miles every day, and just to try and, like, create some space between me and my partner. And it was the only thing I could do, right? I didn't have a car. My car was messed up. I couldn't work. Work wasn't coming in. And so I just started running. And it got me thinking. I lost like, I was running like 150 miles. And, part of me was like, fuck it, I'm going to sign up for a marathon in January. Never ran a marathon before. Never did anything like that. And I decided to train, and I'm not an expert. I'm still learning this stuff as I go. But my thing was like, just fucking get out there and run, right? And then try to rest, but also like just see how far you can push your body. Listen to your body, but see how far you can push it. And it gave me like the sense of power, like the sense of just realizing, like, when I'm running 6 or 8 miles, like the last 20% is really where the endorphins kick in. And when I really just start to feel like I can fucking conquer anything, it started making me feel really good. I started focusing on what I was eating, and I dropped like 30 pounds. I was running on average 100 to 150 miles a month, and I was trying to get up to like 20 to 25 miles a week. And my biggest thing was just making it as easy as possible just to get out there and run. I didn't have the right gear. I didn't have any of that stuff. But the thing that I did, like, I was running with barefoot shoes, which was crazy. But the first thing that I jumped into was like some Brooks, getting a pair of shoes that I could really put some miles on, and getting out there and just trying to run, at least three times a week, and then to try and do like a long run on one of those days. Mondays was mainly kind of like my long run day. That's when I would taper up. So I started at 10 miles, and then I went to 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, and then 22. So, and then on the other days, I would rest after that, and I made sure I did like cold plunges and things like that. Hold on. I tapered off, and then I started doing cold showers too. As soon as I got done, I just try to do my best not to overthink it, and just get in the shower and just turn it on and put it all the way on cold, and just breathe through it. And I think those were the things that really helped me during the season. Even after my first car accident, like, my leg was messed up, and I wasn't able to run for like a week and a half. And it really got to me, man, because I feel like I just got addicted to it. And I needed those endorphins just to help kind of like cope with everything that I was going through, the separation, not seeing my kids, questioning the choices that I made, like, just And the thing that I realized is I had it backwards. Like I'm trying to focus on making money, right? But I can't really make money if I don't have my health, if I don't have the strength. And I realized that as I started running more and becoming more active, I dropped weight, and I was actually like needing to sleep less, you know, and it slowly started getting me out of the depression that I was in. And I am pretty sure that I'm pretty sure, looking back now in retrospect, I'm pretty sure I had it backwards. I need to focus on my health, and those are the things that I can control, right? Immediately. Those are the things that I have control over. And I started realizing that, you know, a man that can like put his body into submission and force it to do things that are difficult, it transcends into other things. I haven't gotten into resistance training or anything like that, but I'm looking forward to doing that here in the near future to work on my upper body, because lately it's just been like every day has been leg day. Running 8 miles, 5 miles here, and then on my long runs doing, at least 12. But every day's been leg day, and I need to implement resistance training. I want to go get a gym membership, but I'm kind of waiting on some finances to come through, but I know it's something that I need to do sooner rather than later, and the finances will, sort themselves out. But yeah, man, I had it backwards, and maybe you're in the same place. Maybe you have things backwards. You're focusing on the wrong things. You're focusing on things that are urgent but not important, I guess, is one of those principles that they talk about on how to structure tasks and how to attack things. But I found that what I needed a goal. And I was doing Uber, and I was telling this guy, I was thinking about doing a marathon or a half marathon, and he was saying, like, dude, he went through the same thing. He had a divorce. That's when he started running. And I talked to this lady that works at Fleet Feet. She started running after a divorce, and we're just running from our problems. And this guy that I was giving an Uber ride to, he's like, man, you've got the right mindset. You're doing it well. It's just like, but don't commit halfway. He's like, do a full, man. Like, you're doing 6 to 10 miles now on a regular, 13 miles it's not really going to be that much of a challenge. Your time isn't going to be great, but, and then I went on this documentary shoot in Hawaii, where I saw, a double amputee. He was a Formula One racer in the UK circuit, Billy Monger. I got to work with him, and I filmed him. I didn't film, but I was a production assistant on set. Kind of like a field producer, fixer. But I filmed him. This guy, no fucking legs. And he beat the world record of a double amputee doing an Ironman by 2 hours. He did over a 2-mile swim, a 100-mile bike ride, and a marathon, 26.4 miles. No fucking legs. And I'm over here thinking, like, yes, my life's fucking falling apart with this, the separation, this divorce, and 2 cars, going through 2 cars, being totaled. I don't know so far whether the second car's totaled, but airbags deployed. But I'm over here thinking the worst, right? But man, there's so many other shit that could be wrong. Like, my dad doesn't have his leg. I get to fucking run, I just ran 8 miles. And I know a worse thing that could happen is obviously, like, people that lose their children. Man, oh my God, I don't know what I would do if that happened to me. But it could be fucking worse. And so you don't know what you have until it's gone. You have your health. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, man. Like, I love eating and, drinking and stuff like that. So, like, I'm trying to make sure that I'm only eating 1 meal a day, enough to kind of, like, sustain the work that I'm doing. But I have a lot of excess weight that I need to drop. And I dropped over 30 pounds. I'm like 178 now. But man, our health is what we got right now. You know, like I don't want to play with my kids and be winded, you know, and I feel like that was me with my boys. You know, I let my health take a back seat, and I figured, oh, you know, my life's too crazy. And most people are fat, most people are lazy, and they're overweight. I mean, it's the same thing, right? We're poor, lazy, and overweight. Something's got to give. We can't be doing the same shit over and over again expecting different results. And that was my wake-up call, is running. You know, and I'm thankful for it. It's a chapter that's closing in my life, but now my goal, you know, I'm gonna say it. I write it down in my journal every day. But you know, I want to run the London Marathon. I want to run Tokyo. I want to run Mexico City. I'd love to do, you know, probably Argentina, some other places. I'm not really crazy about doing stuff in this country. You know, it's just to me, it's like, you know, traveling the world is kind of more of a desire for me. And I'd love to, honestly, man, I'd love to get to a place where I'm, you know, clocking in 200 miles a month. I know it's a lot, and I'd love to one day do a ultra marathon. You know, fucking run for 24 hours, just to see what my body can do. There's a book, Born to Run, and it talks about this small tribe deep in Mexico, and they run like 200 miles, you know, in fucking sandals made out of tires. My dad grew up wearing shoes like that, you know, in Guanajuato. And so it's like the things that the human body is capable of is amazing. And I think part of our problem, man, is that we forgot to use our strength, and to find our strength, you know, within ourselves, and to really surprise ourselves. Like, I'd love to have a six-pack just to, you know, be one of the few people that my kid knows that has a six-pack, you know, to inspire him to be healthy, to be fit. I never thought I'd be saying this. You know, then again, I never thought I'd fucking be saying that I ran 100 miles last month. And, you know, I'm running 25 miles on average a week. But nothing's going to change if nothing changes. Nothing changes if nothing changes. The things that we can't change is just us, right? Listen to your body, but try to push it. Most of the results are going to come in the last 20% of effort. That's all I got to say. Man, get out there, find out what you enjoy doing, whether it's lifting or running. I enjoy running. You know, what do you enjoy? And try and go out there and do it. Bike. You know, it's seriously like, let's go out here and fucking touch grass. All right, I'm rambling on. Later.